What's up, my dude? Ski Saxon 143. I appreciate you becoming a member of the channel. Just letting you guys know, we got memberships opened up now. You can hit the join button on my front page if you want to look at that. Comes with a lot of perks. You get invited to the Dude Ski Roll in my Discord. You get all this custom shit. I just put a $15 iTunes card on the community page for members only. I mean, I've been doing a lot of stuff like that. So if you want to be a part of the channel like that and you want to support it, be sure and take a look-ski. Okay. So Hill Valley MX, right? Just rode on this track in a live stream like just a few days ago. So this track is made by a dude named RS underscore on mxbikesmods.com. Or that's what it was posted by. I don't know exactly. That's exactly who made it. I'm not really sure. Let me see here real quick. I think that's who made it. I don't know. But either way, it was posted by RS underscore. Okay. So Hill Valley, Hills Have Eyes, the Hills Are Alive, Valley Hill, Hill Valley MX. All right. So I couldn't think of the name of it on the live stream for to save my life. So, but anyways, if it's not the best track in MX bikes, it's certainly top 3, top 5 of all the different MX bikes tracks. Hill Valley MX is legit, bro. Like it is that step above your standard everyday MX bikes kind of custom track, right? To me, it kind of feels like you took a like really good MX simulator track and just perfectly integrated it over into MX bikes. So like, you know how a lot of MX bikes custom tracks, it's like the jumps are really small. The whole entire track seems really small and one-to-one scaling, and everything's just a lot smaller and easier than you would think it would be in real life, right? There's a lot of MX bikes custom tracks that kind of go more down that kind of a road, right? They don't quite have quite as much pre-made ruts and pre-made outside berms, like, and then the jump peaks are not quite as big. But with Hill Valley MX, this track is legit. This one's like, you can feel it in the size of the berms, the peaks of the berms, the peaks of the jump faces and landings. Even though it's just a motocross track, there is multiple places where you have to be on the gas on a 450 to hit like a certain cool, like damn near like Larocco's Leap style triple. There's another big jump where you jump over a tabletop and then another single, making it kind of like a big motocross triple type jump. And you got to be on the gas on the 250. And if you come up short, you're going to pop off, right? There's a risk to coming up short because the way he made the jumps, he made them just big enough to where you really got to balls up. You got to be eating those planers mix nuts if you want to get right up over some of these jumps, right? So he's got that perfect balance of fun factor, skill gap, separation, but it's still rideable. It's not crazy difficult. I love the layout, the way these corners just twist and turn, and little bit of elevation on the track. It just feels like a real life track. Feels like a natural, real life, solid. It's just great. It's just great in every way. Some of the corners have pretty big pre-made ruts and berms. Some of the corners don't have as big of pre-made ruts and berms, so you got some variation in the pre-made within the track. The traction feels great. It feels like you took like a standard, what 90% of the community uses on their custom tracks, and just made the traction like 10 to 20% more on it. So I don't know. There's just something about the track. It just feels like it's got really good traction, really good feeling to the dirt. The jumps are fun. They're exciting. I mean, this is just one of those tracks you could ride forever on. You could ride 10,000 laps on this track, and it's still going to be fun, you know? This is going to be one of those timeless MX bikes, legendary custom tracks right here. So shout out to you, man. I don't know, man. If this is not based off of a real life track, this is insane, because it feels like it is. I don't really know if it actually is or not, but yeah, I mean, he's got a couple like roller sections, couple like really close together whoop sections. He's got some roughness. He's got like everything. It's got a little bit of everything, you know? It's one of those motocross tracks, got a little bit of everything. It's got some of those smaller, more simple, like 20 to 50 foot tabletops that you can come up short on and still live. All of the bigger jumps, you can jump a smaller jump within it, so you're not forced to jump that big ass like triple or whatever, right? You can always double the triple if you don't quite get the speed or if you're on a 250. So that's really cool. And it's got this kind of woodlandy vibe to the track, but it's not super standard woodland in my opinion. It's not like that what you see on 99.99% of woodland tracks out there, you know. This track has a bit more of a kind of like a little fall vibe flair to it. It's got a little bit of a I don't even know really how to explain it. You know, kind of like you're on the side of a hill and it's fall and a lot of shading from the trees on the track, which gives it a whole nother vibe. It's a whole vibe, dog. When you get all these shadows from the trees and stuff on a track, it really brings the track together. Makes it feel fun, makes it feel different than anything else. He's got a couple of off-track objects, kind of brings the track to life a little bit. Not just like trees and natural objects, but also like he's got a finish line thing. He's got like a couple little, I don't know if they're like little Red Bull tents or some shit. So it kind of feels like it could be like a little amateur type racetrack or something, you know, so all that kind of comes together to give it a really cool feeling. But yeah, man, shout out to you. This is how you make an MX Bikes track right here. The difference in most MX Bikes tracks and Hill Valley MX, there's a couple of, you know, really decent other MX Bikes tracks. There is. Don't like get my words twisted. Don't get it wrong. Don't get the wrong idea in your head about what I'm saying. You know, the James Stewart compound in this game is fucking awesome. There's quite a few other tracks that are really custom tracks that are really solid in the game. But with Hill Valley MX, it just feels like the dude that made this track just really understands how to use the actual track editor and how to make proper transitions and landings, and he knows how to work the terrain and manipulate the terrain. It just seems like this dude knows what the fuck he's doing, whereas with a lot of MX Bikes custom tracks that you get on, it's kind of like they get in there and they can make a track, but it just doesn't quite have the like polish level of what a lot of MX simulator tracks would have on them, you know? It just doesn't have quite the I don't know how you'd explain it, but like overall finished feeling to the terrain and the manipulation of it and the transitions and the jump peaks and the ruts and the pre-made. You know, a lot of MX Bikes tracks seem to struggle with that quite a bit, but Hill Valley MX gets it right on point, man. I mean, this is about as good as you can do that sort of thing in MX Bikes, right? So I just loved it, man. Multiple types of trees, awesome, like, you know, a little off-track kind of little bit grassy, but like mixed with dirt, kind of got almost like fall, like leaves have fallen on the ground, right? So it's got a cool vibe to it. I mean, it's just all in all amazing track. I don't have a single thing negative to say about it. A lot of cool like jump down a hill, little bit of downhill elevation, and then like roughness roller to a tabletop that just naturally sets you up to scrub whip a certain way. You know, it's got like just enough skill on some of the doubles and shit, some of the bigger like motocrossy doubles. It's like this dude just realized how big you have to make the berms for the amount of speed you're getting into a corner to be able to carry the speed, how much speed you need to get to be able to hit a certain jump, but like not make it too easy, right? Like he just understood that whole balance of the way the bikes work in the game, the way the speed from the corner to the jump face works in the game. There's even a couple jumps, like you can hit one jump in the corner before the finish line where you can jump up over and land like on a flat plateau. It's pretty gnarly, dog. You got to be on the gas from like all the way around the start of the corner and come all the way around, then square it up. I mean, there's a lot of cool little like discovering line opportunity type shit that's going to go on. Like the first couple laps you ride on this track, you're not even going to see the big lines. I mean, when I first rode on it, there was that big triple on that one section, and the other part where you jump from one table over another single. I didn't even realize you could even do that until I had rode like 10, 15, 20 laps on the track. Then it was like, oh shit, dog, I think you might actually be able to hit that, right? So it's just the overall jump size, roller difficulty, whoop, skill gap, roughness, rut size, all that just seems like 25 to 30% more beefed up, you know, bigger than what you normally get on these MX bikes custom tracks. It's like everything's just a little, just kind of cranked up just a little bit. And I feel like this is how most MX bikes custom tracks should be made. Not so much like a lot of those very simplistic, you know, every jump's like 20 foot. It's like really 1-to-1 scale, small ruts, small pre-made, small jumps, small everything. You can come up short on anything and you're never going to pop off or wreck on the bike. I feel like most custom tracks, it's okay to have some tracks like that, right? And it's even okay to have some tracks even more difficult than Hill Valley MX. It's okay, right? Because there's like a spectrum, there's a scale there. But what I'm saying is I feel like most in general skill gap, difficulty, pre-made, all that shit together should be more like this Hill Valley MX track is. And it doesn't really feel like it is like that right now, right? It feels like most tracks are, you know, 20% easier, 20% smaller jumps, 20% less pre-made, right? So that's kind of what I'm getting at. But love the track, amazing. Can't even think of anything negative to say about it. And it's, even though it's a woodland track, man, he found a way to give it a little interesting spin, give it like a little fall, all the shadows with the trees, and it just, I don't know, man, gives it a cool little feeling, even though it's standard woodland. So that's the one thing I always say, you know, if you're going to go in there and make another standard woodland track that everybody and their grandmother makes, find a way to change it at least a little bit. Find a way to make it unique at least a little bit. And that's exactly what this dude has done with Hill Valley MX. So you can go to mxbikesmods.com. You'll find it on the tracks there. Appreciate you boys watching all the videos. Appreciate all the support. Love coming in there and doing some of these track reviews. I'm going to give this track a 10 overall. No doubt about it. Difficulty is between like medium. I would say it's probably like medium difficulty. If you're hitting the big lines and you're really hossing on it, it starts kind of creeping into that hard difficulty range, but it ain't like out of the ballpark, you know? It ain't like unrealistic. It's just the jumps are actually big enough to feel fun and kind of scary when you jump a big-ass double and it's like, whoa, did I jump it far enough? Oh, shit, you know, instead of just like, okay, I can come up short and nothing's going to happen. You know, it gives you that like fun, exciting feeling like you'd get riding on a, you know, a real life track on a real life dirt bike where you are kind of scared to come up short on bigger doubles and things like that. You know, it gives you more of that real life fear feeling and kind of immerses you into the track even more. And with all the shadows with the trees and shit, that just adds to it, you know, makes it even better. So either way, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dude.